Hello, I am Bentham and welcome back to Factory Town, where in the previous episode we did all sorts of little bits and bobs around the place, and we also got the cloth supply sort of messed about with a bit. We're now making some proper cloaks, though we're currently not really. We'll have to have a look at that. Seems like we've got a supply issue maybe, but we're making more cloth, sending some of it to belts. We've got some automatic belts delivering to the belts, because that seems like that makes sense, and then we're splitting it back up here, as well as relying now on planks rather than stone bricks for some of the happiness stuff, though that's actually having some mixed results. Let's see what's faring right now. Maybe it's okay. Oh, no, some of these houses haven't been upgraded. I forgot about that. We can get more happiness. I did actually notice that all the houses that could had the plank demand fine, which is actually nice. Let's break that a little bit by using some of the materials for upgrading purposes, because I forgot to do that. Also, maybe we're at the point now where we start doing the next upgrade that uses cloth. That's actually the final one, or however that works. Increases population capacity and speeds up goods consumption by 10%. Okay. Which is, I guess, a bad thing. Oops. Interesting. Yeah, I guess it means they're happy less in that case, so you have to pay more attention to that. Anyway, happiness is actually doing pretty well right now. It's close to plus 50 because we have so many homes that what we are providing is always going to a home that needs it, which is actually a bad way of doing it, really. Really, we want to make sure all the homes are actually fully supplied on everything, but we are definitely struggling. I think we're doing okay for fruit and veg. Just about. Oh no, there's some gaps occasionally. Yeah, we need a bit more of that. So we do need a better supply of food coming in, and so that is making me think I should have a second belt. Because the farm isn't necessarily the problem, though we might as well have multiple farms. The problem is just how many belts we have feeding into the thing, and it's going so far that I don't want to build another belt if I can get away with building faster belts, and that is something we're working towards right now. We are researching machinery. How is this going, though, I wonder? We have a shortage of wood for this. That is a thing. We've sort of just been ignoring these guys for a while, and we've got rid of the forest that they were using. They kind of needed that. They're now wandering all the way over here to get wood, and I don't know if that's really a good idea. We could just split off from this over here. Already, though, this supply of wood is being taxed. There's not enough of it coming through straight up, but this is the research for faster belts, so I think I'm going to make an exception. So, oh yes, one thing I did between episodes was I sorted out the hotbars and made them make a little bit more sense. I'm sure half the time we'll forget to use them, but when I remember to use them, they'll have what I need. So this is sort of like the random gubbins one. We've got workers, paths and belts and stuff, and also the terrain manipulation. Then this one is buildings arranged in a way that makes more sense to me of the actual buildings you're going to want to build a lot of, because for some reason it had stuff in there like buildings I'm going to make once. Well, it had like the stonemason, and eventually I'll probably have more than one of those, but like all it does is stone, brick, and polished stone. It just had a lot of one-off buildings that like you rarely need to build more than one of, and wasn't favouring important stuff like having, well, the workshop was the key. I mean, the workshop was on there, but the workshop is the kind of building I want on this list, and it was listing other stuff that seemed less important. I also rearranged the order of it because I felt like it. And then here we have more of the structural stuff, so I've included the pillars and things, and there's also some half stairs it turns out the game has, so that's nice for some ramps for people to walk on and things like that, and then I've got chutes and conveyors. And then the final one, I got rid of all the mana stuff because I'm not building any of that yet, and I've swapped it out for all the actual logistics blocks because they're so useful and I keep having to go to the menu to get them, which is dumb. So there we go, we're playing smarter now, and I'm sure I'll forget I've done that and just carry on messing about in this menu half the time, but I'll learn eventually, probably, maybe not. What was I building? I've completely forgotten. Oh yeah, I was building out from over here, so gotta make the platform extend out from here, and then go into this building. And also, I guess while we're at it, we can automate the research stuff coming back out of the thing. So, plonk. Plonk. Oh no. There was a guy in the way, so it wouldn't let me build it. Don't even need that there. Literally just a one block thing. Can be about like that. And also, this from here to there, and then what I'm going to do is make a pusher. Actually, no, we'll make a splitter because I feel like a pusher might not work out so great. Splitters are good because they keep both things running. Maybe not at full speed, but like it'll take half the time for something that could build up to build up, but it'll still happen eventually. In the meantime, the other thing won't just straight up die, is my reasoning. So now we've got the wood being delivered into here. We no longer need these people working on it. So you... Oh. You... Hang on. No, why can't I select? Oh, because I've got something else selected, presumably. No, I've just lost the ability to select this guy. How very strange. Right, pause, select him. Well, that's very odd. I'm going to select a thing and see if I can then... What is going on? Am I getting confused? Oh, there we go. I can select the guy now. I think there was just some sort of glitch going on, or maybe I was missing something on the screen somewhere. Oh, is this guy? Oh, yeah, he's going to this forest now for the wood, because that's actually the nearest thing. Is it that guy? Yeah, it's that guy. Okay. Someone's pointed out I could just pause and... Again, I'm having a struggle to select the guy and delete him. What is going on? What am I missing? This is here. What is this? That means I've got something selected, doesn't it? Or does it? Select. Can I do it now? Where is he gone? I've lost him. He'll emerge from here in a second, I think. Or he's gone off this way? I don't know where he is now. Oh, there he is. Can I select you now, please? Yes. Okay, I don't know what was up with that, but I couldn't select him. Now I'm selecting things fine. Very strange. Maybe I just... These controls can be a little bit non-intuitive sometimes, I must admit. So I might have just not realised something was going on. Right, we make a grabber from this. Onto that belt. Piece of cake. You. Fired. And now this is all automated here. The water supply, I believe, just happens anyway, I think. I think because it's over water, it's just getting that. And now the research stuff's just going to come straight out of there into the school, and that's all good. We've got 30 people free now, and we got a capacity for 100. Yeah, I realised I hadn't upgraded those, so I hadn't got the full use out of them yet. I wonder, is this building up? Oh, no, it's not. It's a shame, because it looks like it is, but it's not quite there. So close. It's maybe just starting. This thing's going to be limited by the leather production, most definitely. Oh, we were going to take a look at that, in fact. I mean, it's a lack of food, quite simply. This thing isn't running as fast as it could, I suppose. Oh, that's interesting. It's actually having to spend time applying the water. And also, I notice this guy isn't able to stop delivering the water in. Oh, no, it's built up now. Oh, but then it's gone again. Yeah, he's just not getting a chance to use it. We're using water faster than he's supplying it. And that is actually what's using up our crafting time. That's interesting. What if it's actually not worth it to have the water? Because it's slowing down the grain harvesting, which is what this thing is here for. And again, like, I'm seeing a lot of growing crops. I don't know if it's keeping up with it fine, really. It looks like it's okay. I wonder if stopping you will actually make this go better. Right, now this thing's not going to have as many gaps. It's only going to have gaps when it's using fertilizer. Which still happens. Maybe if we cut that out too, it'll help. Like, I mean, the only thing this farm needs to worry about is that there are enough crops to go around. And if there are, and they can grow quicker than fertilizer and water grows them, then it doesn't need water and fertilizer. I'm curious about this. Like, it's holding up so far. There's a bit more green than before, maybe because of the lack of water, but still. No, I think I just need to leave it for a minute and see if that improves. It's not going to make a massive difference, though, here, ultimately. It's because it uses 4 animal feed. Yeah, that's a lot. And how much does this need? 2 of them. Yep. I mean, we have plenty of blue coins, but I want to try and actually keep up the supply of clothes so that everyone's happy. Though maybe they are. Maybe you did it. No, I'm seeing ones that are empty. Only the one, though. Yeah, only the one. It's actually quite weird. How much does the bar get filled when this gets delivered? We're about to find out, I think. Oh, not much. Huh. Yeah, why was this one being neglected and all the others are doing fantastically? I always assumed that the stuff was given to the homes that needed it most, but maybe not if this one's being denied it. Yeah, other homes are getting it that are in a better state. That's very strange. Yeah, actually, we're supplying this stuff pretty well, so maybe just this slight boost of food that I potentially started will help things, ultimately. And this is long enough now for a lack of water to have had an effect, and yeah, everything still seems fine. Interesting. Oh, it's now building up here. Oh, well, let's get some more people on this then. Double it up. Oh no, the backup's now, like, stuck. Can we get it to clear? Because that's actually going to slow down. It's like traffic congestion. It's genuinely a simulation of that. Can we get it to clear? Oh, I'm not sure. It might be stuck now forever. This is basically an accurate simulation of what happens when traffic builds up on a motorway for no reason. Oh, is it fixed? No. Maybe it can't be fixed. Maybe the supply is just too quick enough now. Does that make sense? No, that shouldn't make sense. Oh, I thought it was fixed and then this didn't go right. It's just fascinating to watch. I don't know about you, but I'm loving watching this move around. But yeah, that's actually quite a problem. Because if it can't clear, that's, I think, going to just slow down the supply rate permanently. Like, we might actually see a build-up in the farm. And it's almost resetting every time Fertiliser turns up and slows things down. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to get this guy deliver water for a minute, and that's going to fix the congestion. Because the plots will process the water, slow down the production, and it'll give time for this to clear. So yeah, it's something of a delicate balance we've got going on here, and I'm sure something will disrupt it later down the line, but if we can fix it temporarily, that will help us a little bit. Yeah, you just keep delivering water, this thing's gonna keep being busy, working on that, and this congestion's gonna hopefully just work its way down the line. It's getting there. Oh, so close! It's right over here. Oh, and here's a big gap coming up. And that's the congestion fixed, and now we can fire this guy again, and we'll have a higher rate of production overall. And there you go. And that's actually the principle of smart motorways, I believe, that they deliberately slow down the input of traffic to a congested area, so that that congested area can clear, and then they allow the traffic through, and ultimately the same amount gets through, but it ends up with, like, all going through faster, and stuff like that. Yeah, there we go. It's all cleared up now. Nice. Okay, so anyway, yes. Is this building up? Oh, maybe. It's kind of getting there. Yeah, it is. It is building up. Certainly quite a lot, though it's probably going to suffer a little bit more now that we've got more leather coming through. Also, I want to get this this fertilizer being used, because right now I've just been allowing it to sit here and never be drained out. And that hurts my soul that items are being wasted, especially when we are actually getting through our fertilizer supply. It's happening steadily. Like, I'm sure it'll rapidly build up again when we hook this up, and that'll be fine. But we might as well do that. Actually, this doesn't need to go up at all. This can just go around. Remove. So is the height correct? I think it is. Like, yeah, it is. And then we do... We'll just do that, and then I'm going to have that go that way, cut it off slightly sooner, didn't need to go out that far anyway. And then you go this way, like that, bit of a shimmy, it's fine. And we'll need a grabber, doop, grabber. And we'll have to specify that it's for fertilizer before bad things happen. Where is it? Fertilizer, fertilizer. There you are, fertilizer. That should be that. Yeah, so it's showing it highlighted, but it's... Oh, no, it is showing it in the item filter. I don't even know why it's done that, because I didn't actually, like, save and load. I did save, but I didn't then load the game up. I just carried on, and now it's showing them. How very odd. Anyway, that's sorted. This will build up again, which is fine by me, though I guess at a slower rate. Yeah, it's only producing 1 for 4 animal feed, so, Yeah, this is all looking good. Might actually want to stop using fertilizer on this to keep up the solid supply. Yeah, it's not like this is building up. In fact, we can probably take a work away from that and still have it run absolutely fine. Yeah. As for this thing, theoretically we can speed this up now. We don't want to go too far because it'll not be able to unload fully. I mean, I suppose it's not the end of the world if the thing fills up with grain. So there we go, 290% so far. Let's keep going. Let's just max it out. 365%. Is that actually, yeah, I think that's actually slowing down maybe. I'm not really sure. You can see it accelerates though, which is actually quite cool. There's a momentum mechanic to it, which is something you can actually work with. Like I could have a second thing coming out here, and then I could merge onto it. However, it would go wrong immediately because they'd hit each other, and then everything would slow down, and nothing would be going at great speed anymore. So actually, I'm not sure you can use the system that much. Now I think about it, because you'll inevitably get congestion, and the whole thing will fall apart. Now actually, oh yeah, the output storage is full, so it's not going full speed. So now we dial it back a bit until this is only just showing 290. Yeah, now that's not showing. Now we're slowly, presumably... Oh, no, it's... Yeah, it's working. Fertilizer briefly makes it slow down, but then it catches up again. So yeah, 290% is enough. It's a lot of workers to chuck into it, but we have plenty of workers to chuck around right now, so it's fine. And we don't need the water guy. We probably need the fertilizer guy either. I should probably fire him, but we have a built-up output anyway, so I suppose it's fine. I'm just going to leave it. I don't want to mess with the system anymore. It's clearly working. As for this, that is dealing with it fine. Which is... oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, this should be able to handle the input without too much issue. I think. Look at this, I'm seeing it hit 2 without this ever stopping. It seems like it's in perfect balance, I'll be honest. I'm just going to leave it. Maybe it'll slowly build up over time, but by a minor amount that's going to make very little difference in the grand scheme of things. In the meantime, oh, I was going to slow this down, but I realised there's only one worker in it. It's just that it's got the happiness bonus, so it's ridiculously fast. That reminds me, does this farm have that? No, it doesn't. Okay. What buildings have it then? Is it just the pasture? Very weird. How's the cloth doing? Not built up anymore. Okay. Can we get this going any quicker? No, the cotton is built up. This can't go any faster unless we get chutes involved. Even though I'm not really sure they'll actually work. We could have a second belt. That would work. Just have 2 of them going into the barn, 2 of them coming out. This thing can run twice as fast. That'll work, right? Yeah. I should do that. Let's do that. Okay. Extra bit of... No, hang on a minute. We're researching faster belts right now. Let me take a look at this. We're halfway there. It's actually taking forever, because it's taking like 6 research per. But what we should probably do is actually get to work on components needed to make the metal conveyor belts. So let's check the recipes, because I guess we can look at them in... I guess we can make the building. Right, this is going to be a proper project, isn't it? Let me see what buildings we have to work with here that are new to this. I think it's just the forge. What does a forge do? Also, I've heard a thing apparently, because people keep telling me to build silos, but I don't have silos. But I think, yeah, apparently to build a silo, you just have to have built a forge. So, like, yeah, there we go. New building unlocked, silo, lamppost. I'm now gonna just delete this again because I don't want it there. It's just that I needed to build that to unlock the silo. A little bit weird, gonna be honest. Don't know why you don't just get that when you unlock the forge. Little bit strange. Yeah, we need iron to upgrade this. I just remember that that's a thing. So we've got some iron here. We got some coal here. There's actually quite a lot of it just dotted about everywhere. Maybe back here is a good place to start because we've got coal and iron back here that I kind of want to just get rid of because we probably want to expand our homes this way. And right now they're the big blocks in the way of doing anything there. I don't want to touch this region because there's a giant coal deposit in the middle of it. So maybe we build a forge right here. Though apparently the thing that you can use fertilizer for is fuel for the forge. So maybe we just dump a bunch of fertilizer in the forge to start with, and then we start resorting to coal later. That way we can save on having to mine this if we want to. I don't know. I don't know if there's more of this than we need or what, really. What I do know is that we need to get some building of cool forge stuff done. So, let's expand the roads to start with. The F keys, that's what I'm looking for. Okay, bunch more roads out here. I kind of want to extend this sort of like a set way to fit a certain number of houses in, because that will be neat. So I realize if I line this with houses, there's just going to be this weird open area in the middle. It's not going to do anything unless I just put houses in there anyway, which is slightly cheating. I suppose a road back here makes sense, actually. As a way of doing it. In which case I've arranged these houses wrong. Oops. I'm just going to like put the framework of a road in here. Where I'm able to. And then I'm going to add another one here. So we're going to have some sort of house blocks here. Oh, that's actually wrong. There. Because then that's road, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's some houses. All connect up over there. That's my sort of thinking, that's how the houses expand. So I think we'll start over here. We'll just leave this area clear. Or perhaps we start over here because the iron is actually over here. Yeah, this is the side that all the supply stuff's on. We'll start here. And we'll build some road out this way, so we can continue this later maybe. And then we want to build a forge. We'll just build it on this corner. So, forge, plonk. And what can you do? You can make iron plates, you can make nails, you can make gold. Nails work as tools, it gives red coin, so something worth thinking about. But we definitely want to make iron as the core thing here. That's what we're actually here for. And yet it requires fuel, so fertilizer, wood, coal, or magma, apparently, also works. So you're taking a leaf out of Minecraft's book there, where you can just put a bucket of lava in a furnace to power it, I believe. Is that main game, or is that a mod, actually? I don't even know. I think you can use it as an actual just thing in the main game. And it just runs for a ridiculous amount of time. I wish these roads connected up properly. It looks really annoying that there's like these little gaps here, but also it makes so much sense to have a bit of extra space between your buildings, because having the one gap has all sorts of issues for trucks trundling around there. Also, hold on, do we still have a wagon delivering cloth? Oh, we do! We shouldn't have... Oh, maybe we should have that, actually. Hang on, is cloth in the same category? Oh, cloth's in the same category as cloaks. Ah... Maybe we should have that continue, because this is built up right now. No, hold on, I'm going to stop this guy, because we need this to build up, because there's a bunch of stuff right now waiting to be upgraded with cloth. We want to build up our cloth supply. That's why it's not been building up the whole time, because it's been all taken away to go to the general store, and that's why people have been happy about the clothing situation. So now happiness is going to drop a little bit from denying them that, but also it's going to allow me to upgrade the houses, which is going to make the houses less happy, because they'll require more materials, but still, it's needed, it's important. I want to find out what upgrading them to level 4 does for us. Right, so yeah, all we need is iron. We don't need the coal at all, though theoretically that would help. We need all of this, this fertilizer here, delivering all the way across here and over to the forge. So, it needs to be from this one. This one is the like, priority storage. It'll all go into here first. We want to have a barn that does that, but then the rest we can happily see gone. So that's what we're going to do. Wrong button. I can just go to my own menus for this now. This probably wants to go up a bit so it can be out the way of other stuff, because I've got to imagine things are going to come through here later. Then again, this housing area seems like it's just going to be free of conveyors going over it, really, because there's nothing happening here. It's actually kind of sad. There are no people moving through the streets, because there's no reason to. Occasionally a wagon comes through here because it's met another wagon coming the other way. It's a little bit weird. Like, there's all this bustling activity everywhere else, but in the actual homes, there's just silence, and it's kind of a little bit of a weird thing, really. Kind of wish there were people bustling around the homes for whatever reason, but what reason would there be? It doesn't fit the game mechanics, unfortunately. Okay, so, I'm going to build this over here. Let's have it go to a ramp immediately, because we want to make sure we're over the top of these houses for a start. And yeah, we can't do that until we're at that height. There we go. We'll just keep it this height then. Other things could go through the streets instead, to be clear of us. Oh, no, really. Nah, we'll keep raising it. So let me think. Because I want to think how many belts I could fit beneath this that are also still above everything else. So we want to have one there and then 2 blocks of clearance. For this would be another level of belt. Then we want to go up 2 more times. So I think up to here is where we want to be, and then theoretically 2 belts could be... There's like 2 belt levels beneath this belt level, which is the kind of thing I'm looking for. And let me just run this across until it is ready to line up with the forge. It's right about here. Let's try and build up a pillar to it, but it's going to be hard to line the thing up right. So to there, and did I do it? Oh, I did. Fantastic. I made a bit of a mess in the process, but we can clear that. And then, can I just be like, conveyor belt to here? No, it's not having it. Okay. We'll make a thing to connect up to. Plonk, plonk, plonk. And then we'll ramp all this as well. Just alternate these two. I believe we're raising by 5 ramps. 5 ramps, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we can hopefully just be like, connect these. That's not what I wanted at all. I was about to say that's more like it. That's not, no. Why would you do this? I guess I need to make 1 extra thing there. And then it'll work out how I want it to connect. Yes, like that. Oh dear. And then you all the way over to here. And you all the way down to here. So yeah, it's quite the gigantic thing dominating the skyline over here, but it's fine. I don't know if it's really fine. Grabber. Hope that works. Yes, it does. Even though it clips through the thing, it's grabbing the fertilizer and sending it through. So now this whole system is going to start to drain. I actually hadn't filled up again fully, so I guess I should have set this up sooner. Oh well. This is all now going to run to the forge, provide it with fuel. Apparently it only gives 1 unit of fuel, which presumably isn't much. Yeah, you need 2 units of fuel to do the craft. I mean, that's not terrible. You need 2 iron to do the craft, so that in itself is going to be a bit of a challenge. So let's get a second belt. Basically, mirror image of the first one, doing the whole same thing. And we'll try and do it smartly, i.e. lazily. That. And then, can I just build you off the side? Yes. Okay, good. And that. And that means this is going to be also super high up, but that's fine. There we go. We can just make the same thing. For the sake of it, the look of it, I'm going to build this up over here. Makes me feel better. Also, I am going to get rid of this one here, because that doesn't look quite so good. Yeah, I've got to spin it around. Over here. Delete. And then keep that one. Can people walk under that? Yeah, I think they can. Should be fine. And I will, I guess, for the look of it, build up on this side for now while there aren't houses here, though there will be later, at which point I'll remove it again. And just deal with the physics defying. Now we can build another pillar here. Just makes it look a little bit less odd when it has something to stand on. Where does this go? Yeah, it goes just behind this house, we'll put it. There. That looks like it makes some sense. It also looks like the eyesore, kind of, but I'm gonna just live with it. Okay, next thing to do is to remember what buttons I press. There we go, barn. Stick you right about here, and it's going to be slightly raised, which is actually fine. I realised I was clearing out all this land and I've just kind of forgotten about it, built something on it with some of it raised and some of it not. But that's fine. Then we want a belt coming from this, so 1, 2, 3, and then ramp it up. Will it let us just make a conveyor all the way across? No, it's doing weird stuff. That's not what I want. I want to connect to this belt here. You don't... Okay. Got to do the ramps ourselves. It seems. If it'll let me... Oh, that's not the block. There we go. Hang on, let me do this smartly with hotkeys. Wrong button. Didn't use my hotkeys well there. There we go, that's the way to do it smartly. I went too high. Did I? Yeah, I did. Okay. One there. Delete that. Belt out to this. You are a barn specifically for iron ore, wherever that is. I see there's a bunch of stuff without symbols yet. Oh, it's... Oh, these are categories? Oh, some of them are definitely broken things, though. Yep. Iron ore. Simple. And then we've got to hire a whole bunch of guys to start mining this stuff. So, this is where we actually use all the spare population we have. Let's just overdo this. Better than underdoing it. And give them all the task, or try to give them all the task of mining this ore. Sticking it in that barn. That's all going to get sent to the forge, and then we'll be making vast amounts of iron. This should work pretty well. Is this the fertilizer? Yeah, it is. I had a slight worry there that might actually be leather. Okay, oh, we need a grabber on this, of course. Grabber, plonk. And there it is. Makes a ball, so I guess we could have delivered it by chute. Oh well, we're already doing this now. It's fine. And yeah, this is filled up on fuel, and soon it will have a whole ton of iron ore to smelt. That's probably a high enough rate of iron ore. In fact, I think it's either perfectly balanced or too much ore. I'm not really sure. And then again, we've got 130% speed. It might use it quicker than we send it. It uses 2, takes 4 seconds. I think this stuff's building up. Yeah, it's building up. We got more than enough. Excellent. We could put more workers into this if we wanted to make it go quicker. Next thing, is this barn? It's busy. So we will... No, we'll not use this menu. We have a better menu. Oh yeah, silos. I should see what this does. How does it work? Single stack. Now, is that a stack of 50 or like 300? How does that work? No idea, and unfortunately the game doesn't seem to tell me. Unless I go into the actual menu, I suppose it might. Locally stores a single type of item. So it doesn't do the shared storage, it's like having a crate, but better. But it can... Oh, it can... It doesn't... Okay, the crate specifically says it doesn't auto-output to chutes. I noticed actually, yeah, the silo had an output. Okay, so this is a crate with an output. Useful. So good for... something. Oh, I think someone suggested what I can do is kind of cheat and have... I think silos can work as raising items, because you can have a chute come into the bottom of it and then a chute come out of the top. I think that was what someone was telling me in comments a while back, so bit cheaty. But it might come in useful at some point. For now, I'll not bother. I'm kind of just committed to using belts for everything at this stage, whether that's a good idea or not. Let's have a barn. Right behind the forge. And then literally just a grabber chucking the stuff in there. You are going to be specific to iron plates. And then scaffold, belt, and grabber. And I realize I probably don't need to specify what that grabber does. It's just going to be it's just going to get the right thing. So there we go. This is all running now. This is all looking very nice. At some point, we'll presumably run out of fertilizer because we're not actually inputting at a very high speed, and we're definitely outputting at a very high speed. But for now, it'll work, and then we can set up some coal a little bit later to kick in once this has run out. Now, now this is building up. There's some upgrading we can be doing. How much does this need? 50. Okay, it's going to take a little bit of time. Is there other stuff that needs it? I feel like there is. Is the pasture? Yeah, the pasture can be upgraded at this point. However, we don't want that because the pasture is not running quick enough as it stands. Oh, we got congestion here now. Oh, no. It's all falling apart. Yeah, that was going to happen. What was going to happen was as soon as happiness increased, it was going to speed up. Now it's getting slower. Because it's maybe not providing this as quick as before. I imagine, yeah, the clothing situation is probably a mess, actually. Yeah, there's a lot of people who aren't getting it anymore. However, this has built up, which means this has built up. Oh, yeah, the whole thing's... But we need to get this guy delivering again. But first, we should do all the upgrading. So let's just go through and do that and see what this gives us. Oh. Oh, we got weird stuff again. Select, please. The house. There we go. Oh. It's not in a barn, it's in a workshop. We don't have a barn for cloth. We really should. Oops. If we could repurpose one of these barns, but they're kind of too closely packed for us to really do anything with it. We could just plonk a barn somewhere, or we could just get them delivering it to the base. Like, it's a bad idea, but also could do that. No, we should deliver it to a barn. We should have a barn. Let's have a dedicated barn for junk, actually. That makes some sense. And then it could be used for just such a purpose as this one. Oh, hello. Upgrade ready. Well, let's do that then, actually. Oh, again. Yep, there we go. Upgrade. House max increased by 4. New building unlocked specialty goods. Interesting. I wonder what that is. Also, wow, we've got a house with 0 happiness. That's painful. Yeah, happiness is just falling to pieces. Buildings are slowing down because of the lack of happiness, meaning that they're not providing as well as they could before. Oh no. It's what I said would happen. It's all coming true. Why is this one in particular so unhappy, though? The others are doing relatively okay, but this one guy just isn't getting anything, apparently. Weird. Maybe that he's just the first to fail and all the others are going to shortly follow. This is a problem. Yeah, I was going to build a barn. Let's build a barn. I don't know where to put it. There's no room around here. One day this will be free, but it isn't yet. Can we flip stuff around, actually? We could drain out this barn and then have the other barn. Yeah, hold on. I'm going to mess about with some stuff here. Remove these for a start. Then remove the belts and stuff. We're going to have a grabber here. We're basically going to drain this barn and then use it as a cloth storage barn. That's the plan. We don't need to do this. Why am I doing that? Here's what we want. That way, and then we want an output from here doing what this is currently doing. Which is actually a problem because we can't connect the slope up unless we mess about with it a bit. No, it's not terrible. What I'm thinking is block here, more blocks around here, and then it's going to ramp up here. So ramp there, and then we'll need another ramp here. And then we have a conveyor belt coming out here, going this way. The moment it doesn't work, but it will. And then we have a grabber on this particular task. Basically, we're cutting out this middleman. He's draining super quick because he's draining into both of these at once. And then once that's clear, that could be for cloth. In fact, we can already start to give it some cloth filters. So, there. And yeah, just start. I mean, 50's all we need. Like, we can have everything else be something else. Oh, again, selection gone. Weird. Ah! Select that. There you go. Deliberately apply a weird filter, I'm thinking. Gourmet. Your filter is gourmet. Your filter is also gourmet. That might break things. Oh, I'm not allowed to because it's currently got fertilizer in it. Alright. That means we can now have this guy here deliver cloth from there to this barn. We'll then need to specify that this grabber is for fertilizer. I did this too soon. Specify you're for fertilizer. And then before anything goes wrong here... No, delete, delete! There, just in time. Get rid of all this, don't need it anymore. That can go, that can go, that can go. And we put a scaffold in there. A belt in there, and we've switched to this one being the fertilizer thing now. And this has finished draining the fertilizer, so we can actually just get rid of this structure entirely. This can all go. Simple. And yeah, now this is going to bring all the cloth over. I'm going to specify this as gourmet. There we go. I don't know if there's a particular button you can press for... Oh, it's... That one's berry cake. I did a different one that time. One of them's cake, the other one's... Yeah, it's fine. It all works. We'll have to remember when we make cake to switch these out for something else. We can't make cake, apple pie, or berry cake without this potentially going wrong. Oh, and berry cake is purple coins. There we go. So that's something we can look forward to. I thought it was all going to be mana stuff, but I guess specialty goods is purple coins. It's very nice. Now we can upgrade the buildings, various other things as well. What does this need for the next one? I just realized. Reinforced planks and stone bricks, and more happiness than we currently have. I'm going to try upgrading you. Yep, so specialty goods. Advanced gadgets, magic supplies, jewelry, and gourmet. It could be supplied with. But I think I'm not going to upgrade the rest of them yet, because that's made this guy harder to keep happy. That's a problem. So, and yet my happiness is dropping below 30 at times. It's all a mess. We need to fix it. But we'll leave that for next time. This place is looking quite nice, I've got to say. Iron's building up quickly, which is good. There's a lot of things we can put that into in future to give us more cool coins, and also to make the belts. How are we doing on that? Oh, we're very close. Next episode, very early on, we'll have that research done, and we can try and get some iron stuff, and that might help things out. Also, I noticed these guys are done. There's a lot of things. Okay, something I noticed about this game before we finish. This is such a one more minute game. Something I've realized about these episodes, because like more than any other game, factory game I'm playing right now, or any other game at all I'm playing right now, this game just keeps hold of me. Even when I'm literally doing a batch recording, I'm going to hit end record and I'm going to start a new episode. And yet I don't want to do that because I'm like, oh, I could go do this. Oh, I could go finish this first. Oh, I can, and just these lots of little things everywhere. It's a game. It's one of the games that does that, sort of more so even than Factorio. And in no such way that Satisfactory does, this game keeps you every second. Because there's always just this other little thing you could do to make something better. There's just lots of little tweaks and messing abouts you could do around your town to help things out. Whereas in Satisfactory, it's the complete opposite of that. In Satisfactory, everything's very modular. You finish a job and then you're done with it. You're like, okay, I'm going to set about making this production. And you make this big building and then you finish it and you're like, alright, done. On to the next thing. And this game isn't like that because there's so many little distractions all the time that you're bouncing around everywhere. And I feel like Factorio is in the middle there of there's these big projects you finish, but there's also these little things that keep your attention. So there's a kind of spectrum of different modes of play there. And I realize it's like Satisfactory is played modularly, this game is played continually, and then Factorio is somewhere in between. It's kind of interesting. I just love comparing these different games and seeing the different ways they sort of work. Like in terms of like how not only just how the mechanics work, but how playing the game works, how your mind works when playing it. It's kind of fascinating. I want to make some videos talking about comparisons and stuff if I can have the time and work out how to make fancy edited things like that. We will see. But anyway, that's enough of that for now. Next episode, I don't know what we'll do. I keep wanting to be like, next episode we'll work on this thing, but again, this is a game where there's so many different little bits to work on that I could end up bouncing in all sorts of different directions. There's just lots. There's a to-do list. That's a better way to look at it. The to-do list currently is fix happiness, possibly via food. See if we can maybe get some better plank stuff going, because that's a mess right now. I can see that falling apart over there as I watch. People are losing their roles even, because there's no trees nearby. It's a mess. But also working with iron, trying to get purple coins, doing more research. There's, again, yeah, it's a to-do list. There's just a million different things to go about with. So we'll see where the game takes us in the next episode. But for now, I shall say goodbye. Thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time.